A while back, I did a video on how the symbols of both the Rebellion and the Empire appear to be inspired by Japanese family crests. The Galactic Empire emblem resembles a cartwheel crest, not unlike the villain's emblem in the Hidden Fortress, and the Alliance emblem resembles Japanese crane and phoenix crests. So when I contemplated the meaning behind the First Order emblem, I immediately noticed that this too appears to draw from Japanese symbolism. Starting from the outside, we see that the outer shape of this emblem is a hexagon, which is of course not a specifically Japanese motif, but it is extremely common in Japanese symbolism, occurring in numerous family crests, textiles, and maybe most familiar to you as a primary component of the Kikkoman soy sauce logo. In Japan, the hexagon evokes the tortoise shell, bringing along with it the connotations of its extremely long lifespan, so the hexagon naturally represents longevity and resilience. Now, at the center of the First Order emblem, we find some kind of starburst pattern. What's interesting about this element is that it has 16 rays, which is a pretty specific number and far more than we see on other spoked crests in Star Wars. But if we're talking about real-world symbols that incorporate the number 16 in a radial pattern, look no further than, you guessed it, Japan. The seal of the Japanese imperial family is a chrysanthemum flower with 16 primary petals. The chrysanthemum is also a symbol of longevity in Japan and evokes images of the sun, which is of course an important cultural symbol in a country whose name literally means origin of the sun. Many other Japanese motifs incorporate a sun with 16 rays, most notably the infamous Rising Sun battle flag, which was used by Imperial forces during World War II. I think it's pretty likely that the real-world designers of this logo were looking for a subconscious visual connection to the Axis powers without having to evoke the far more connotation-laden symbols of other regimes of the time. And since other Star Wars symbols were inspired by Japanese culture, it would only be natural to continue that tradition with the First Order, though ultimately these are just my observations and interpretations. But the symbol easily has some sensible explanations in universe as well. In general, the hexagon is a shape that communicates strength and stability, being symmetrical with equal sides and equal angles. It's also infinitely tileable. The starburst at the center could still represent the sun, or more generally, a star, a fitting symbol as the First Order has control over the stars themselves. The negative space of the starburst also incidentally looks like the fang-lined open maw of a terrifying creature. Rathtars and Sarlaccs come to mind specifically. The First Order symbol has intrigued me ever since I first saw it, and in the end, its meaning is still ultimately unknown. I'd be curious if you had thoughts to add. Other possible historical parallels? Let me know. If you like these sorts of videos, make sure to subscribe for more, and to all of you, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.